So if I mute everyone as well, I hope you guys can all see me. I have a special background, as you can see, especially for this topic. And as I said, I just want to introduce our very special guest for this evening. He is 25 years with Juice Plus this year, 25 years. He is one of the pioneers in our Benelux and France region, while setting up the first boot camps in the late 90s in Belgium. He is now living all the way in sunny California in the United States and has developed his Juice Plus business over the years into 50 states of the US and in 20 countries worldwide. An important part of his business contains the topic we are going to discuss during this tonight's call, and it's the healthy starts for families. Again, I'm very honored and proud to welcome PMD Plus Guy de Boo. Guy, welcome.
Hello, thank you so much. Welcome, guten Tag, everybody. Great to be part with some of my friends. I recognize some of my old friends there, some crazy people. I'm not going to mention some of the name. One of them knows that he's laughing. But good to see everybody, and thanks again, Dan, for inviting me.
Yes, very welcome, Guy, because you have a great story to start with. So for those who do not know you yet, we have all the first question. The first important question is, who is Guy de Boo and what is your background and your relation to our Benelux and France region?
Awesome. Happy. I just saw Eddie there, so I'm getting scared. I don't know, maybe I'm just going to leave. I'm too scared with him on the Zoom, but good to see Eddie as well. So, well, for me, I know we see a lot of younger face, so welcome and bravo, because that's really the future of our company, honestly, and especially now with the situation that's happening. I know some people will call out the names. I'm going to look at the positive way. The situation that we are all in, we're really at war. And that's really what has happened to me back 25 years ago. I grew up in Africa. I was in what we used to call the Belgium Congo. Grew up there, so I grew up with a lot of fantastic nutrition. I mean, I grew up with all the vine-wiped fruits and vegetables right there in my garden. And also, we didn't have all the beautiful things that we have in Holland and Belgium and France and all that, all the great movies, theaters, and just, I mean, all those restaurants. So meaning that as a kid, I also did a lot of, I was fit because it was all exercise, playing outside, doing things, and so forth. So I was already, without knowing, prepared for my Juice Plus career, even as a kid. Fitness and good nutrition, not eating the junk. And I want to really kind of like, want to make sure that all you guys in Holland and Belgium understand it, because I know sometimes we look at the Americans, oh, you are, eating all the junk and overweight. Let's be honest, sadly, we didn't learn. We are also eating a lot of that junk, and the overweight population is growing in Belgium and Holland. So we got to pay attention. And this is why this situation, this virus, has been taken live, because mainly a lot of people are not healthy. So for me, I understood that very quickly as a young man. And then I went to the Belgium Academy, military academy, and from aerospace and electrical engineering. But many of you guys were not even born back then, 35 years ago. Back then, Belgium, Holland, Europe, we were not very strong in the aerospace industry. So very quickly I understood I had to be an exchange officer with the United States and learn where they were number one back then. So I came in the United States, and then I became an Air Force pilot, and I flew, so some of you guys maybe know the F-16, which the Dutch and the Belgium Air Force have, amazing plane. I guess I won't show, that's the beautiful plane that I flew for 27 years. But sadly, not only were we then in combat and losing some of our men and amazing ladies, but even you guys, I'm sure as when the situation is over and you're just like, that's it, I'm going to Spain, Italy, Morocco, I need to get out and get some sunshine and have fun. But what happens is that when you do that, when you get in a plane, you expose yourself to what we like to call cosmic radiation. There's nothing you can do about it. So especially if any of you guys know flight attendant, pilot, business people who's in the plane every single week, not today, of course, but when we go back to normality, please talk to them, because this is serious. I even had a little cancer, skin cancer and all that kind of stuff, but I lost 2 of my men to brain tumor, and we were not even 30 years old because of cosmic radiation. So that's why I decided I need to go back to my nutrition as a kid and study that. So as I was in full-time Air Force, I studied nutrition part-time, and Juice Plus fell on my lap 25.5 years ago. This August, it'll be 26 years I'll be eating Juice Plus. Did you hear what I say? Eating Juice Plus. You don't take, this is all of mine, I take a bunch, okay? I take quadruple Juice Plus and everything. You don't take Juice Plus. You take a medication and vitamin, but you eat Juice Plus. So make sure that you when you translate that in Flemish, Dutch, French, or whatever, those verbiage make a difference when people understand that. Like some people say, I don't like to take medication. That's okay. We into food, big difference. So for me, that totally makes sense because it was food in a capsule. I opened a capsule. I don't know if you ever done that. If you ever have a skeptical person or medical person who doesn't really believe it, open the capsule. I've done that many times so they can taste it. And many times say, wow, that's vegetable and fruit. And I say, yeah, I think that's what I told you, right? Oh, yeah, that's right. So it totally makes sense to me, and I became a customer 25.5 years ago. Was I interested in the business back then? I got to be honest, no, because I was a typical young Air Force pilot flying a $35 million. I thought I had the world in my hands, and I was going to be I was picked already to be a NASA space shuttle pilot. So I had my plan A. How many of you guys had a plan A? Let's say right now, all of us had a plan A, and then it blew up because of this virus, right? So some people get into a divorce, some people in accidents, some people lose job. So most of us had a plan A, and then suddenly, boom, kaput. So for me, back again, many of you guys were not born yet, but 25 years ago, 2 spatial blew up, the airlines going bankruptcy, even KLM and all that had many problems. Sabina back to then in Belgium had problems. So for me, I had to wake up. I'm like, I got to have a plan B if something really get bad. And that's what I realized after eating this Juice Plus for over a year. I'm like, if I can fly a plane, there's no reason why I cannot share my story and educate other people with this and fight another war. I went into war against terrorism overseas, but there's terrorism in Belgium, in Holland, all over Europe and America. It's called disease, and we got to take care of it. So that's why I decided, all right, let's look into the mission. I went to a convention, and I discovered that the people were as amazing. It was like a family. It was like the Air Force Squadron. And this is where I recognize, like I said, I have some of my old friends here that I recognized back from 25 years ago, meeting at convention. We're not in the same team, but we're friends. We're like brothers and sisters because we're there for each other. And that is the same in the military. And I'm like, wow, I found my second home. And then together in a way, I went up into my Air Force career and built my Juice Plus career. So when I retired from the Air Force 8 years ago, I retired into a multi-million-dollar international business, my own, because we do tens of millions of dollars of business a year, just our team, just because I say yes. And it's just been an amazing journey, and I would just keep doing it and doing it.
So back in the time, when you started, you were living in Belgium, and what were the first initiatives you did to, as you were one of the first pioneers for Juice Plus in our region? So can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Yeah, well, what I did, just like in the Air Force, I decided that if I'm going to be a leader, I need to learn from the expert. I didn't try to reinvent the wheel. And if I like to challenge, especially a younger generation, sometimes we like to reinvent the wheel. I was one of those guys. You kind of do it. But I understood very quickly, no way. I'm going to learn from the best, from the pioneers who've done this, and learn the system. A very, if I may say, dumb, simple system. You share your story, it's a numbers game, and you build for events. So back then, we didn't even have what we call the boot camp. I don't know if some of you guys know what's a boot camp. And that's where I organized the first European boot camp in, I believe it was September 98. And it was great. I mean, I think we had 80 people from like 9 countries. I remember some of them being sales coordinator, and now they're top PMGs in the company. They were not part of my team. This is not about my business. It's about united a bunch of us from around Europe, speak this kind of same language, if I may say, and find ways to really create things and so forth. So we really understood right away the power of events And now you guys, of course, are so spoiled because of technology like this, Zoom. You know, I know some of you guys who were with me 20 years ago, we wish we were Zoom, right? We wish we had WhatsApp and all that. We had none of that. So in today's world, with all that, it is so much easier today to connect. So even right now that we are stuck at home, we can still build a huge business. I mean, I know in America, my team especially, we had well over 10% increase just in 1 month last month. And I'm talking about that's on a big number. So, and I know Europe is increasing as well. I don't know all the numbers. So proving that in crisis, our business and our product is even more in demand. So go out there, share the story. Don't sell Juice Plus. Build relationship, care, ask the needs. If I meet Don, I'm going to build relationship and ask questions of what he wants. What are his headaches and needs and problems, and not me throwing up, oh, Dan, I'm sure that you're stuck at home and with the crisis, I'm sure that you're so scared, blah, 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 and we throw up on people. No, I might never even say Juice Plus in my first or second exposure. So, and one thing here quickly I want to mention, something very important that I want to let you know. Do you know, and this is international, who cares, not American or European, it's international. Most people, and look at yourself, I bet you are one of them. Most people do not buy or think about buying something until at least the 5th exposure, if you understand what I'm saying. It takes usually 5 to 10 exposure for someone to say, you know what, maybe. But you know where's the cancer? Most of us don't even follow up more than 3. So if you follow up only maximum 3 times, but most people need 5 to 10 times, do you see the problem? This is why so many of us are not successful, because we give up too quickly. I have signed people even 15 years later. I don't give up. I just build a relationship. I know we have the best product out there. We have the best opportunity. It's not about me, it's about them. And I'm just there as a friend and keep sharing and walk the talk. So that's how we build it and follow the system.
So right now you're living in the States for how many years now?
I've been in and out between Europe and States. I come back to Europe every year a few times. But God, I've been here in California, between Southern California and Northern California, 20 years.
20 years already. And in the yeah, time flies. And in the meantime, your business grew and you have developed it in 50 states in the US and over 20 countries.
Yep.
And as said, it's built on relationships, as you said, and one of the main parts of building relationships is the HSF, the Healthy Start for Families you use in your business. And can you tell the people why is that so important, and for anyone's business should be important to work with Healthy Start for Families, the program?
Yeah, we didn't have that at the beginning. It took, I think, at least 7, 8 years into the business that Jay Martin, again, a visionary, our founder and president of a company, came up and proving that this is not a free program. His first year, he wrote a check from his personal account for $100,000 and said, okay, we're going to launch this program. Why is it an amazing program? And here's the best way to present it. Let's say again, I meet Dan, we talk, and now we are not talking about Juice Plus, and Dan say, you know, I would love to, but I'm a single father with 3 kids. I know it's not expensive, but an example. I say, well, you know, Dan, I'm glad that you mentioned, and here's the key point, guys, because a lot of time I see, because even I know in the Juice Plus packaging, it say free. J. Martin say free, but I like to challenge that. It is not free. The way I present, I say, Dan, you know what? I totally understand what's going on, but I will be more than happy to co-sponsor your child, one per adult, at no cost to you with the company. The company and I will co-sponsor your child at no cost for a whole year. And if you're happy, we'll do a 2nd year, a 3rd year, and a 4th year at no cost to you. Because it does cost. We are paying a little bit, not much at all. It's an investment in other people's health. And I think now with this situation that we have, that's an amazing gift of health. That's who we are. It shouldn't be just about money. I hope you're not in this business just about money. I hope you're in this business for long term, like I am, 25 years, and I hope to do 50 more years in it, and helping millions of lives around the world. And yes, you get rewarded, but first is about the other one. So if you present it that way, especially if you don't know, the person doesn't really know, let's say Dan and I are very long friends, that's different. But we just met at the gym and then we talk and all that. And he's like, wow, he doesn't really know me. And he's willing to co-pay for one of my child. And we can do all three. You just need to find another adult, and all three kids can be sponsored at no cost. That adds value. And that's the key word. You need to add value to your customer, whatever it is with the healthy style for family or not, is about value. Build relationship, ask question, and adding value. And this program, there's nothing better in this program to prove the heart of this company and the heart of you guys of adding value to your customer. And also by doing that, and if you do good customer care, we've seen that here in the States for sure, that people who are on that program, there's a much higher percentage of retention that they're going to stay, the whole 4 years and beyond. And also there's a high retention of them turn into partners. Why? Because they have a little more, they're a little more involved with us, because there's a survey, they get this product at no cost, etc. There's more of an involvement, of a connection than just a simple customer. So, and yeah, I'm going to be honest. I'm spending at least $1,200 a month between the one that we sponsor and within our team, and that's just on what I'm paid. Okay, on what I'm paid, I would say that we do about $3,000 per month. But my whole team, because my team is so big and deep, I would say it's about $7,000. So think about it. You can look at, oh, it's costing me money. So you can look at here. I always like to say that. You can't totally see it, but the wall is up to here. Okay, up to here. The negative people is going to look at that as a glass half empty. The positive people is going to look at the glass half full. I am more than positive. I'm going to look at this. The glass is full. Why is it half full? It's full up to here. I don't need to drink more. It's full up to here. So it's how you look at life. So same thing. For me, I don't look as a cost. I look as an investment in people's life. I am happy to spend that $1,200 a month because it's helping kids that I don't even know. And it brings business, guys. I just told you, without doing that, we would more likely not have 3,000 customer in my pay line or 7,000 customer within my whole business. And that means a lot. This is how you can help out. So I hope that helps.
So let's talk a little bit more about retention, because that's a very important thing you mentioned. Because the Healthy Start for Families is a program what can bring business for more years. Like you say, it's a program for 4 years, but even then it could be a customer for life. Yeah. And a customer for life is a customer who brings you your paycheck for the rest of your life. Can you tell a little bit more about that, how it is for your business, how that works, and for the longer term? Because I want to be absolutely clear to everyone that this is something for your long-term business.
Yeah. Well, again, it builds a relationship, because since you're doing that, as you all know, and then again, some of you guys are maybe very new to it. So again, I know that your amazing office in Zaventem has been putting a lot of great tools for you in both Dutch and French. All the information is there. So it's an amazing program because you are more involved with your customer. You had the survey, you ask, and you involved with their kids, and so forth. So what we do also, and I know Don and I were talking, but we have here in the States, and I even create my own on Vistaprint, we have postcard, for example. And we have a postcard just for the children as well, not just to the parents, but a postcard with the gummies for them. And even, let's be honest, all of our amazing millennium here, all your 20 years old and, and so forth, don't tell me that you would not like a postcard in the mail. I know this is technology, it's all Facebook message and Zoom and this and that and blah, blah, blah. But a good old letter postcard, do you think your 12 years old daughter or son will not be happy to have a postcard from kind of a stranger? Hey, Dad, Mom, I got this postcard with the gummies from Guy, from Don, from Eddie, from whatever. Like, what? Oh, wow. Do you think the parents like, wow, That's amazing. They send a postcard to my kids. So again, the relationship is even closer by doing that because you pay attention. If you do remember, you need to ask the birthday of the child, right? So make sure to save that, not just quickly in the phone, zip, save that. And then send a birthday card to that kid on that day. Do you think that's going to add value? Do you think they're going to look at you like, oh, wow, he's not just a Juice Plus rep. He's pay attention. How many of you guys, you bought a card of a house and the salesperson, they're not even reach out anymore. And I think buying a car or a house is a lot more money than Juice Plus, especially when Juice Plus is at no cost to the kids. So if you get that extra connection and that extra postcard, I hope you do mailing. I know some of you guys say, oh, that's old-fashioned. Really, guys? It's not old-fashioned. We do a cocktail of the technology and still, yes, the old system. And I guarantee when they get a mail, we do still get some text or message or whatever. Hey, thank you so much for that mailer that you sent. Even a 22 years old thanked us to do that. So again, because of that program, you're more involved. You hopefully do even a better customer care. Now, to be honest, you shouldn't do a better customer care because of the Healthy Start. You should do customer care, period. That's a whole other program that I can talk for an hour. But please, guys, customer care equal long-term success, long-term paycheck, like Dan is saying, period. You don't do it, it's the same thing by not follow up. You follow up only not even 3 times to get that customer. A lot of time, people say, well, Guy, why should I follow up? They've been a customer for 15 years. So what? You still invite them. Because the sad thing is that sometime after 15 years, they may say, oh, I'm Superman. I don't need Juice Plus. I'm doing great, blah, blah, blah. And then they stop, right? So if you keep inviting them to live events, Zoom events, and all that, they're like, oh, thank you, Guy. You're right. I am so glad that I heard the speaker, whatever the speaker is, a doctor or not, or a fitness person or anything, is to re-educate them, is to reassure them they made the right decision last year or 5 years ago or 15 years ago. So that's the key thing. And again, the Healthy Start kind of kick us in the butt, if I may say, to do a better job with our customer care, and thus better chance for long-term care, long-term success, I should say, sorry, and also that they will become a partner. And don't forget, the better customer care you do, whatever is the Healthy Start or not, and they become partner, half of their training is done already. Because they're already full of, oh, yeah, I remember when you did that. Yeah, you need to do that with your customer. Okay, I got it. Instead of me say, Dan, don't forget to do this and that. And Dan will look at me, he's like, you didn't do that with me. Oops. So again, right, make sure that you do the proper one, and I'm telling you, it's going to be a success. And again, I hope that you're all in for the long term. This company's been around 50 years as of a couple months ago, and I can guarantee it's going to be here for another 50 years, if not more. So for me, I'm in all the way. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to eat Juice Plus until my last breath at 155 years old, because I drink, I shouldn't say which beer, because the Dutch are not going to like the beer that I drink. So I'm not going to tell. I'm drinking a good beer, but that's all I'm going to say.
Very well, Guy. I like the Belgian beers the most.
All right. Sorry.
but can you also tell a little bit more how you attract your customers? You just mentioned it very briefly, but I think the people would like to know what is your way to attract the customers? When do you actually integrate or start talking about Healthy Start for families? It's not that you put it right in the face from the beginning. Can you give us some tips or tricks when exactly you will be introducing this to the parents?
I would say, again, just like I mentioned earlier, is really by, as I build that relationship and I discover more. I like to say that I do like a doctor. So if you go see your doctor, he or she has a file on you, right? Used to be a file in paper, now filing in a computer file, whatever. So please do the same thing, because hopefully if you're going to talk to a lot of people, don't forget, this is a numbers game. I know Jeff Roberti, I think, was on a Zoom not too long ago for you guys, and I guarantee he said the same thing. It's a numbers game. I don't know if you know, I would say one of the reasons why Jeff Roberti was so successful is because the first 90 days, back 35 years ago, he talked to it was 30 people a day for 90 days. Now, how many of us are going to do that? But a lot of people say, oh, I wish I had the success of Jeff, but 30 people, no. Well, you got to do both. So same thing here. You got to talk to a lot of people. But when you talk to people, care and listen, and just build a file on them, whatever, paper-wise, electronic-wise, whatever you do. So then when I follow up again with Dan, let's say is my prospect and I keep follow up, I'm going to remember that, let's say his son plays soccer somewhere, or that they went to Valencia, España for vacation or something. I'm trying to follow them on social media. So when I follow up with Dan, I say, hey, Dan, so you're ready for Juice Plus? That's all about me. I say, hey, Dan, how was your vacation in Valencia? How did your son did in the soccer championship? He's going to say, holy crap, he's remembered. Yep. I have a file on everybody. Every time I follow up with my prospect, I add more. I do the same thing as a customer. Every time I follow my customer, I write the update. Every time I follow up with my team member, I do the update. The word care is the most important word in this business. You're going to do it from the beginning until the end. Prospect care, customer care, distributor care. I still care with my PMD 100 club in my team. It's not because the PMD plus 100 club that I say hasta luego. I'm still there. Of course, they need me less, but I still coach them. I still guide them. It's not because I'm PMD 100 Club plus whatever that I don't spend time on personal growth. I spend at least an hour every day on personal growth, read, watching, listen, whatever. I keep learning. You lead by example. So that's what you do. So same thing with my customer. That's what I do with my prospect. And then I listen for that potential problem. Like I mentioned earlier, let's say Dan said, you know what, Guy, this juice bars, we got to get on it. But, what's the but? The cost with 3 kids and all that. Okay, that's where it's kind of like we play poker. That's where I put my joker card on the table. I said, Dan, I totally hear you. I got a solution for you. So I don't talk about a healthy start immediately. I listen. And then I know when to call, because then again, that will add more value than if you throw it out at the beginning, you cheapen it. Same thing if you say, oh, don't worry, I'll be able to put it on this great program because the product is free for your son. Again, I cheap the system. So add values, as you heard me before. Add values all the time. And if you do that, that's how the people are going to understand it. They're going to respect it more. Because another thing you got to be very careful, sadly we've seen that, is that some of the parents get on the program, they don't even give it to the kids. Or especially the kids suddenly don't like it for some reason, because the parent got to be involved, guys, right? This is why the company is not say, oh, no cost to the kid, and that's it. Well, no cost to the kid if the parent still takes it. Because if the parent eat the product, they're going to make sure the child eat the program, right? So if you do that, that's fine. But I've seen, sadly, some of the families, because I asked key question, they said, wait a minute, your child has not been eating for the last 4 months? But I'm still sending it to you, I stopped the program. Sorry, I'm not here to give free gummy self-chewable to the adult, and we, the company especially, pay for it. The company, in case you didn't know, has spent already more than $300 million on this program. So again, that's not free. It's value. So that's the way you present it. Hope that answered your question, Dan.
Yeah, and you mentioned also that in our discussion before the call, that your team is helping out 45,000 customers on a monthly basis, which is huge. What is the way? Can you give us a few tips on the duplication in your team on this program, so that everyone works the same way or presented the same way? Are there any things you are doing with the team members for duplicating?
Yeah. So our team right now, I have to look, we do between 45,000 to 50,000 customers a month. And right now we have a special today and tomorrow. If any of you guys do business in America, maybe you've seen it. There's a special right now that we're doing, and of bring partners in a way. And our team has exploded. We have brought in 24 hours more than 400 new partners, and we're still today. So it's been like, wow. So that means there's going to be more customer. So right away, we want to make sure that those new partners are going to be trained correctly. So we make sure, and that maybe is my military background, that we train all of our leaders correctly, and we make sure that it goes deep. But that said, I don't just, it's not a lack of trust. I know people can be busy and all that. Let's say Don would be one of my partner 20 level down, I'm not going to say, oh, I'm not going to talk to them because I talk to him. There's like 10 enemies between him and I. They need to do it. No, he's still part of my team. Now, of course, it's impossible. I don't know, 20,000 partners in my team. I have no idea how many. I don't care. My point is that there's no way I can call everybody. But every time I can, I am going to go deep and call people, especially if I look what's going on the program, on the computer, and I see somebody do this or this or that, because I want to reach out and make sure that not just the Healthy Start, but that everybody in that team understand the system of Healthy Start, the system of how to build for events or anything like that. So please don't just rely on training your front line and that's it. Because I guarantee, and I know all the other PMDs on the team, on the Voxer, on the Zoom right now will agree with me, you got to go deep. Sometimes, sadly, people there at the front don't do their job for whatever reason. And that's okay. I respect where people are. So go deeper and deeper and deeper and make sure that, again, I like to call it a simple, dumb system that we have is taught all the way through. So I do customer care, but also team care through my team. Make sure they understand, are you aware of what we have, i.e. the Healthy Start? Any question on that? Do you know how to present it? Do you know that you shouldn't say free, but adding value, et cetera, and et cetera? We do, of course, Zoom calls, whatever it was during, before the crisis or now. We've been doing Zoom calls, as I know you guys do, a long time, and we do topics. So it could be a Zoom call just on Healthy Start, a Zoom call just on customer care, a Zoom call just on how to do a bill for events. And especially now, guys, I would strongly recommend, since everybody's stuck at home, nobody can say, oh, sorry, I can't, I'm busy, I'm somewhere. No, you're not. You're stuck at home. Sorry. And I know Europe is almost a little tougher. My parents are stuck in the Canary Islands, and the army is even in the street. So I know what is going. It's very tough. So my point is that nobody shouldn't give an excuse, I can be there. But again, also ask the why of your team. When I sign somebody, I immediately ask, what's your why? Why did you become a partner with me? That's another thing. I think too many times we don't ask, we assume, we're afraid to ask. I'm not going to ask that because I'm afraid of, no, guys, this is a business, guys. This could be a multi-million-dollar international business. Are you going to treat it as a business? Or are we going to treat it like I don't know. I mean, come on. So we need to ask the why and follow that up, because maybe in 1 year from now, Dan's why change. Because maybe his plan A crashed and his plan B is bigger, so his Juice Plus. So keep doing that. And then at that time, again, Healthy Start or not, you know to maybe in phase that, especially with a lot of our young parents, family that join the team, that Healthy Start, that's a huge program for them. So I want to make sure they get it. Maybe a single guy who doesn't have a lot of, let's say, young family with kids, it's not going to be that important. But young families with kids, they need to understand this Healthy Start big time, because that could really help them explode their business.
All right, thanks for your answer, Guy. I just want to know if the audience maybe have some questions, because we have some time still, so we could open up for a Q&A. If people would like to ask some questions, that can be done in the chat.
I see a question that I was asked before. Do you use the media to reach new people? Yeah, I'm sure you talk about social media. So quick, I can say, yeah, of course, social media. I don't base everything on social media. I know in Europe, you're huge on that. But again, even social media or face-to-face, don't throw up on people. And I know that in Europe, there's been some tougher regulation and all that. So please do follow the regulation of the office. Do not get in trouble, or then everybody get hurt. Follow the rules. But yes, of course, social media, very important. Whatever it is for the Healthy Start or not, what I like to say is that social media, you drip on social media. It shouldn't be about Juice Plus, Healthy Start or whatever, but it's about your lifestyle. It's about having fun and all that, teasing people, and then bring them to you to say, all right, yeah, I'm sick and tired to see you having fun and healthy and on the beach and then this, and you're drinking some shake, I don't know what it is, or you eat some kind of gummies, what the heck it is, because I don't see. I don't tell our drinks like, oh, here is my Juice Plus complete shake. Oh yeah, right here. No, I'm having a fantastic shake. You know, all plant-based and all that. Kind of like, ask me. But you know, it's kind of like going fishing. If any of you guys went fishing, when you go fishing, you throw it and you kind of slowly bring it and not like expected. So yes, I do. So I use social media, but for me, it's more like to advertise what a lifestyle, even to almost help our team, because then our team grabs some information, or you know, some people is connected to that. It's more to help the whole Juice Plus community of what we do, and being like right now, if you follow me on social media, I'm all about positivity. On my front page, it's not about Juice Plus, because everybody's so negative and they watch the TV and all that. I'm all about be positive, having fun, health, and etc. That's all. It's just, let's just do that. It's not like, hey, there's a crisis, there's a virus, take Juice Plus. No. So that's
so and then in that way, then you attract also the positive people, I guess,
Yeah.
and people will start asking questions, of course, and then you attract the people with your positivity, in fact.
Yeah.
So any other questions? So there's a question from Jelle. Do you talk about 4 months program, or do you talk about a certain amount they have to pay a month without mentioning a duration?
If it's regarding the Healthy Start, I don't even say 4 months. I say, if we talk about that, it's the whole year. It's like, you know, we'd love to co-sponsor you at no charge for the whole year. I don't even say 4 months. This is a year program, period. Why go 4 months? And we can, of course, renew that to a second, a third, and a fourth year at no cost to you. So I go right away for the full year. And I don't really go in the cost of work, because I just say it's going to be no cost to you for your kid. So it's kind of 2 for 1. You know, less is more. Then I'm waiting if they have another question. Because sometimes I think the problem that we do is that somebody asks a question and we answer with already 5 other questions. No, again, it's like, I like to use it like playing tennis. I love tennis, for example. When you play tennis, I don't know if you guys know Federer is the best of the best in tennis. Even if I throw 5 tennis balls at him, he is not going to be able to, you know, return all 5 balls. There's just no way. If he does, Madre Dios. I mean, I'm a fan of him, but if he does that, I'm like, that's it. He's God. So I know he's going to return maybe a couple, but the thing is that throw the ball, wait that he come back. Meaning ask a question, or they ask a question, you respond just to that question. And then you wait for the other question, and so forth. Is that building the relationship? It's not about throwing up. So that's the way I present it, and then waiting for the next and so forth. If hopefully that answers your question, Jelly.
Yeah, so you talk about a year to start with that, but
Yep.
you leave it open, because I think it's important that you not talk about the full 4 years, because then
Yeah.
people feel like they are stuck in something
Right.
for a long period. But
Right.
the main thing, the most important thing is that it's a long-term program. It's helping the people for a long-term health investment.
Yep.
And it's helping your business regarding retention for the longer term. So in that way, it works both ways. So you talk about 1 year at least, and you leave it open for another second, third, and fourth year. So
yeah.
Do you
and
offer...
I see the business plan quickly. This is, yeah, I mean, of course I offer the business plan. Especially now with the crisis, I would say at least 35% of our customer join as team members as well. But I don't talk about the business without talking about the product. I'm sorry. This is with a product. I know sometimes we're like business. There is no business, guys, without a product exchange, without a product being shipped from the warehouse to a customer. So if they don't want to be a customer, hasta la vista. No way. Hasta luego, amigo. I am not going to sign you. I don't care. I prefer to lose. And believe me, you might say, well, it's easy for you because you're a PMD plus, you're very successful. I did that day one. Okay, you got to be honest. This is about integrity. I am not going to sell, almost, if I may say, my soul to the devil by saying, oh, business, yeah, he's going to bring me so much business. Now, first you don't have to be on the product first, but you better sign as a team member and buy right away. As soon as you get your virtual offers, I want you to order your product. I want you to eat that Juice Plus. If not, again, hasta luego. Hope that makes sense.
And very clear as well.
Sorry, maybe that's a soldier in me. I'm an officer, yeah.
Thanks, Jael, for your questions. Any other questions for Guy?
I'll try to stay on top. I'm on both the French and the Dutch Facebook page, so I know this is going to be Thursday. So I'll try on a daily basis if I can look at that page, and if there's some question, I will respond, or you can send it to Don, and I will respond. And I look forward to see you guys soon when everything open, and come back and do some events with you and meet it and see some old friends of mine there.
Yeah, that would be great, Guy, to finally see you at one of our events. You're on our wish list,
Yeah.
so to say. So if there are no other questions, Guy, then I want to...
And Francisca, can I ask something to Guy?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Guy, you said don't stop after 3 times, go on till 10, 15 times with the same people. But what are you saying then? The 4th, the 5th, the 6th time. What do you say to these people?
Good to see you, because it's been a long time we know each other. So thanks so much for being there. Again, it all depends of what, let's say, if I was follow up with you, it just depends what you've been telling me. So as I build a relationship with you, I mean, if people don't connect and nothing, well, of course, you're right. There's not too much I can say. What I may say is like, hey, you know, Francisca, just kind of reach out to you. We've not talked in a while. Just want to see how you're doing, especially right now, the crisis. This is perfect time, guys, to reach out to everybody. I just care. How you doing with this? Do you need to talk or whatever? I did a mailing right away, mid-March, and I sent it to all of my customers, all my prospects, and the letter was just like it was 2 parts. The first part is like, we do care. I hope you're okay. I know this is it's a little crazy, uncomfortable. If you want to talk or anything like that, we're here. And then the second part was like, you know, don't forget our product has peer-reviewed study on the immune system. And that's, as you know, all the doctor, whatever we are in Holland, Belgium, or America, what we're talking about, having strong immune system. And of course, not be overweight and not diabetic and not heart disease. And we have study on all of that, on diabetic and all that. So you don't want to be disease specific. This is not about medical claims, but very careful, but you just use the studies. I'm not a medical, I'm going to use the studies. So depending again, if we do have a connection on that, this would be a perfect example, like, hey, Francisca, hey, Don, hey, Hedy, hey, anybody, I'm checking. How the heck are you doing? I care, what's up? And if we've been connecting, again, like I mentioned earlier, let's say we've done an example, I'm like, hey, checking in, how you doing? How did your son did it in the soccer? So it depends. The more you feed me, the more you give me ammunition to follow up with you. Does that make sense? But by doing that, I got to ask questions. And I think the problem is that we don't ask enough questions. Now, I'm going to be honest. Even some of my customer, I know that much. I call them, they've been a customer for mine for 20 or 25 years, and they tell me nothing, nada. I call, they never pick up, they never return my call. It's pretty much, send me my Juice Plus and leave me the heck alone, okay? No problem. So, you know, I cannot pressure them. But there's others who became my best friends. So it all depends. I'm not going to pressure somebody, but I'm going to try to do everything possible. I'm going to use, I hate to say use, but this crisis as an excuse to follow up. Not to, I'm going to try to close them. No, I care. I'm going to use an event on the Zoom with a doctor, whatever, as an excuse to contact you. Say, Francis, how you doing? I thought of you. I remember you telling me you had some issue about XYZ. This speaker is going to, as a matter of fact, bring that up. So I just thought about you. If you want to be on that Zoom, we just care. So I try to find A with A, B with B, etc. So again, the more detail you give me, then the more I can try to find either a talk, a video, maybe a study, a speaker, an event that can finally connect you and finally say, Guy, danke, I'm ready. Does that answer your question, I hope?
Thanks a lot, Guy. So let's go to the final question, but I think you already explained it. Are all your distributors, all your partners using the products, and do you think it's important? I think you already said it. You have to be a customer first.
Yeah, I don't have one partner who's not on the product. That person better go to the moon before I find them. No, every single one. You have to be, guys, this is, how can you share a story? How can you talk about something if you're not, and you should, and hopefully, I like to challenge you guys. I hope you're not just on the fruits and the veggie. How can you talk? You're so lucky. You guys, the lift, we don't have it. We do, because I'm stealing from Belgium through my parents. I'm like, every time I go there, I bring like 20 cases of lift. But how can you talk about lift if you don't drink lift? How can you talk about the bars if you don't eat the bars? How can you talk about the omega if you don't take the omega? Soon, hopefully next year, you'll have the tire garden. You all need to buy a tire garden right away. How can you talk about a tire garden if you don't have your own tire garden? If you come to my house, there's enough Juice Plus here for an army. Okay, and I eat a lot of it. But that's why I can talk about it. So again, don't be just a fruit and veggie. Get everything. And again, please don't tell me, Guy, that's easy for you because you're very successful. I've been a product of the product since day one. At the beginning, it was just a fruit and a veggie. As soon as the berries came, I bought it. As soon as the complete came, I bought it. As soon as the bar came, I bought it, etc., and etc. Period. Number one, it helps my health. So that's it. I don't want to be an hypocrite. I'm going to talk about something that I love. I don't want to insult the car salesman, but we use that as an example. Why am I going to buy a car, let's say an American Ford, and then suddenly I see the sales guy leave with an Audi? I'm like, you sell me a Ford, but you drive an Audi. Wait a minute. That doesn't make sense, right? So that's maybe give you the idea. And by the way, I love Audi. I got 3 Audis.
Okay, great, Guy. Nice conclusion to finish the call with. So again, thanks a lot for your time, your advice, your tips, and your vision. And yeah, hopefully we see each other at the next convention, as we hopefully can get out of our caves at the moment. Would be great to see you after the summer. So thanks again. Thanks everyone for joining our call, and have a great evening. And Guy, for you, have a great day, because it's just starting.
Just starting, a second day of our special, so it's crazy. So tot ziens, everybody. And let's make it happen. Danke. And if there's anything I can do, we are together. This is one army together. So, and you got great leaders there. I'm seeing some of them. So just follow your leaders, follow Dan and Alexander. You're in amazing hands. And I know some of the longtime people, you agree with me. You guys are so lucky with your office. Dan didn't ask me to say that. I wish we had an office like that 25 years ago. My Belgium-Dutch business would have been way bigger, but we had some problem. But now, you guys, you have no excuse. You got the tools, you got the product, you have an amazing office with all the tools, a great staff, and you have a lot of long-term leaders here that I see who are there to help you. So let's go into this, guys. Best of luck. See you soon, I hope.
Thanks a lot, Guy.
Perfect.
See you soon. Thanks, everyone.
Ciao.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Arrivederci.